Next game we want to talk about is the Buccaneers versus the Commanders. This was a game in which saw Baker Mayfield. I think the surprise for me was Baker and the Bucks coming out and doing even a little bit more than what I thought they were going to be able to do against the Washington Commanders. Um, Not a bad day for Jayden Daniels, not special. I mean, I can honestly say there were rookie quarterbacks that had worse appearances than what Jayden Daniels had, but at the end of the day, the Bucks won and Bucks won big. And it just goes to show that I just think there's a big disparaging in talent. There was talk about the Commanders maybe being a borderline playoff team before the season. I just don't think that was the case. I never thought that was the case, and yesterday didn't do anything to prove to me that that could be the case. For the Buccaneers, I thought, and still think the only way for them to get into the playoffs is to win to the AFC South with Atlanta losing and looking not great. New Orleans playing well, but I think this just put them right in a position where they beat a bad team at home like they should, and that'll put them in a playoff position in the NFC South. But what do you have to say about this game here, and what the code have to say?
Well, first I would say I thought Jayden Daniels by far was not even close to look the best of any of the rookie quarterbacks. Um, I thought, 17 to 24 for 184 through the air, 16 for 88 for 2 touchdowns on the ground. I thought he was looked great. I thought he had a heck of a game. Baker was continuing where he was at last year, which was big. Um, so the Bucks they'll be all right. They got great 1-2 wide receivers. I don't know why that Godwin Evans duo never seems to get the hype that some of the other 1-2 wide receiver duos get in the NFL when they just continue to put up numbers. Baker had the nice, like I said, 4 touchdown day for about 290 through the air. And to me, it really comes down to this was a good team versus a not very good team. Like the Washington Commanders don't have a ton of talent. They were drafting high for a reason, but I will say I think they got their quarterback figured out if he starts sliding and getting out of bounds. He took some hits, and you're not going to be able to sustain those type of hits week in and week out in the NFL for somebody his size or truthfully anybody at the quarterback position
Yeah.
without getting hurt. I thought he looked great. I definitely think there's some things to clean up. Specifically, you have to avoid taking hits in the NFL.
Yep,
Um,
I would agree with that. How'd the code do?
so we had the Buccaneers -1. So we had it as a closer game. We would a couple points of variance there, not even enough to be a lean. And then we also had the same. We like I said 20 to 19 or so was right around our projection. So we slightly had the under, and this game went way over. Out of all the games, I think this was probably the one that the code was the furthest off on.
Okay.
But at least when it was off, it was two barely lean. Like I said, they weren't even leans, so we didn't lose any units on it. Um, and then it's just got to make that adjustment for week two.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that you're going to find out about us. We're going to be completely transparent here, and when the code's off, the code's off. But the nice part about it for us was the code was pretty much saying, or was close to saying, what the casinos were saying and what the books were saying about this game, and we just didn't have a play on it. But
And it was really
once
the
again,
Buccaneers.
it was the Buccaneers that were the very yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we,
Go ahead.
we like the Commanders were only a point off. We had them for 19. They scored 20. The Bucks Baker Mayfield threw for 4 touchdowns, and
Yeah, thought he had a very good day and just proved once again that he's in the right system. He's got talent around him, and he just needed that chance to be that type of player. And I say good for him. And we move on. It was not a play for us, and that was a good thing.